And if anyone's just joining, we're here for the round 4 GT3 at Imola. Qualifying is, I think, going to be a 10-minute qualifying, and then we're going to get onto this race. Travis Valdez being the first driver in the group to get out in front. It looks like just behind him in car number 79 is Alex Carver, also a pro driver. That's what the P next to their name stands for, and the relatives there on the side. And we'll definitely get to see the shakeup in the order as he crosses the line. And Travis Valdez goes 142.1. And Matt Shack crosses the line with a 141.5. Ryan Avila goes with a 142.2. Eddie Layton across the line with a 142.3. Trey Mistack with a 142.7. Nate Campbell in a 143 flat. Craig Carroll with a 143.5. And a bunch of other people out there on their outlaps. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Andrew Korstecki puts it ahead of Craig Carroll with a 143. Cody Wassam down into, just made up to P6, crossing the line with a 142.7. Paolo Langer in P8 with a 143. And the shakeup again, Colin Walkers crosses the line. He goes 142.8. And let's just jump on Alex Carver. We know this driver's going to be out there. He's going to be quick. Let's see how quick he is. Ryan Avila goes across the line with a 142.2. Eddie Layton, 142.3. It's David Flanagan in P8. Joshua Grasso in P12. Tyler Tier crosses the line in P5. Andrew Pickrell in P7 with a 142.6. Ray Freese across the line in P15. Steve McAllister in P18. Nothing new has changed. Joey Jr. is out there somewhere. He's P3 right now with a 142.1. Travis Valdez in a close second, just ahead of him. And by the margins, folks, let's take a look at that. That's a 0.128 for Joey Jr. And I don't know if it's actually going to show it. That's the qualifying right there. And then, Travis Valdez just goes across the line faster than his previous. They were literally separated by a thousandth of a second, which is very, very sharp margins there. Travis Valdez goes 141.7, making that faster. Alex Carver crossed the line, went 141.9. Eddie Layton makes up some positions there over Joey Jr. and for P4. And let's just see who's out there on a crazy lap. Oh, he's back out. Let's Craig Carroll. Let's go with Miller Darajo. Myler. I don't know if I'm going to say this one. Car number 12, folks. Crossing the line. Let's see if that gives him a spot there. Nothing's updated in the timing sheets yet. That must be in his out lap as he goes for another push lap. Scott Neiman, P20. Zachary Bryan in P19. Any other drivers that have finally made the cut here? We have over 10, 12, 13 drivers that have not set a lap just yet, and we have about 3 minutes left to go, so they really need to push. And even just getting a banker lap in, something that's just going to put you ahead of that overwhelming odds of being in the very back is not great. As we see driver in the back, Tyler Tier, sitting in P8, definitely trying to improve upon his time. And we'll see. Trey Mistack goes across the line, gets P6. And still on board with him. It's not Miller. Myler? Car number 12 in the Hurricane Lamborghini. That's a really nice car. And he's got a 130 across right there in that last apex. Let's see if what's going to happen is he's crossing the line. He's coming up to 140s. The line's not too far away, but is it enough? That's a 142. 143. He crosses the line with a 143. That puts him in P17. 143-1. And he goes across the line, taking several positions over some other drivers. And that's great progress there. We have Alex Carver, who, no, it's too bad. Jacob Simmons. Jacob Simmons, car number 00. That's an interesting one. Oh, this is the guy with that really funny livery. He's spent all of his budget on the car, not the livery. Jacob Simmons in P6. And another driver across the line. Nothing. Oh, here we go. Colin Luckhurst. He's about to cross the line. He was 6/10 faster this go-around, which puts him into P9. From P16 to P9. It's a great result for Colin Luckhurst, who now goes across the line with a 142.2. Cody Wassam proves in the same fashion. Goes to P12. Jumps up several positions. Now looking on board with somebody who's really making some changes here. Frostbite NL, thank you for the follow. We got Travis Valdez. He's 3/10 faster on this lap, and we're going into the middle sector. So if he could just hold on to this, he's 4/10 faster now. And that 4/10 is going to be all the difference he needs. He needs to just hold on to this because he could be beating out Matt Shake Shack for P1. Provisionally, Matt is on pole right now, but it's very tentative as Travis Valdez has actually been able to hold that 4/10. He's actually lost 2/10 in that last couple turns. So we'll see if he can't get it back before the final two corners. If he could just nail this, exit well, we could see him take the top spot. He's at the 3/10, 4/10. Hasn't lost it just yet. Is he going to be able to cross the line and take P1? Oh, no. Unfortunately not. With a 141.5. Matt Shake Shack has done a 141.3. And even with that improvement of 4/10 faster on his last lap, it wasn't enough to beat him out there. And Colin Luckhurst crossed the line for P4, only to be overtaken by Trey Mistack for P4. Also crossing the line, we have Ray Avila in P9. And I believe that's the end of qualifying. Everybody seems to be done there. And no one else. Oh, we got Wyatt Roberts in P23. Noah Hoskinson crosses the line, gets P13. And Joey Jr. does not improve upon his last time. And we got Rich Delmazio, Eric Rodriguez, Andrew Gallagher, Max Yoder, and Jason Williamson. All drivers that did not qualify, but will be starting, in a decent shape. Hopefully they can't make up some spots. Don't think I forgot anybody here. I'm scrolling through the list. Jason Kinger, another Jason, P16 for that driver. And that looks to be everybody. Now we're going to be going on to the race. And it should be pretty exciting here at Autodromo. And so a Dino Ferrari Imola for the round 4 GT3 champion of Broken Ring Racing League. Just stick with us. It's changing over. One second here. All right, here we go. We got Matt. Matt's checking P1. Just go through the list here. Travis Valdez behind him in P2. Joey Jr., Trey Mistak, Colin Luckhurst, Alex Carver, Eddie Layton in P7, Jacob Simons in P8, Ryan Avila in P9, Joshua Grosso in P10, Tyler Tier in P11, Cody Wasson in P12, Noah Hoskinson in P13, Andrew Pickrell in P14, Joshua Willis in P15, Jason Kinger 16, Paolo Langer in 17. Oh, about to start soon. P18 for David Flanagan, Andrew Korstecki for P19, Ray Freeze in 20. 21 is Nate Campbell. Myler, who's sitting in the pits right now. That's not a good sight. And it looks like we're about to go off. And here we go. We're off. It looks like Matt gets well ahead. And that's Travis Valdez having to defend on the inside for Joey Jr., who's on the outside as they're going to be going into this next corner. Who's going to be in the lead there? It looks like Travis Valdez is going to outbreak Joey Jr. going for that inside line. Takes it. And they're going to be going a couple wide here as we have drivers being pretty respectful. So far, everybody's maintained some distance. David Flanagan trying to take that outside line. Oh! And that is an incident for car number 1. And Josh Willis also in the back as they're dropping down the line there. And more drivers. Oh, no. Just mayhem. And there is a few that are just out there. And that is it for them, folks. I think I spoke too soon. And there goes a car all wide. No, that's Travis Valdez. Is he able to rejoin the track? Probably outbroke himself a little bit. We don't know. Or we're on board with Alex Carver, who made up a couple positions off of that. And the rest of the field looks to be still strong. That was 3 drivers who have dropped to the pits. Noah Hoskinson, Joshua Willis, and Jason Kinger. All the rest have made it out of that little bout unscathed or scathed a little bit. We know that Andrew Pickrell has some damage there. And, I spoke to this driver before the race started, and he was just trying to get through lap 1 without an incident. And I think he commentator cursed himself on that one because he did not get out of that at all. And no moves being made just yet from those drivers. Scott Neiman overtakes Jason Williamson for P23. And it looks like Jason Williamson is going to stay on the back there, try to make anything happen. It's possible. Nope, he's just going to get kind of a little bit further away from him on that one. Tyler Tier. Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's trouble for Travis Valdez as he is off and has lost many a positions. Let's just go back and take a look at what actually happened there. Looks like he hops to the inside. Tries to go for a move. They go side by side. Oh, no, he just loses it. And into the barrier. Oh, you hate to see it, folks. This is a driver that was P2 down into P21 as Eric Rodriguez goes for the overtake over Nathan Campbell. Nathan Campbell making that move. It looks like he is able to stay ahead in P24. Alex Carver and Colin Luckhurst battling out for P4. Alex Carver's ahead of Colin Luckhurst. Car number 162, that's Colin. We're focusing more on Alex Carver, though. It's possible that he has to battle this out again as they go too wide. And there he is. Colin Luckhurst is just behind. But, well, looks like there's another driver going to make a move down the inside of that Porsche. And they bump. That is some bumping, if I've ever seen it. And they are still battling it out. And there is a driver off the track again. That is another one. I don't know who that is, folks. And they have opted for the pit lane. That is unfortunate. And jumping back up here. On board with Jacob Simmons, who's sitting in P5. Colin Luckhurst has lost out another position. It's unfortunate, but Jason Simmons really put himself in there, and it was a real interesting bout that he went with. That's Travis Valdez that spun again, and it's unfortunate. The driver really put in a lot of work to be here, and he is in the pit lane. Yeah, you hate to see it, folks. And it's really about what is this driver going to do. He's faster than his counterpart Alex Carver on the last lap, as well as the driver ahead of him, Trey Mistak. We got Jacob Simmons with a 143.3, Alex Carver with a 143.4, and Trey Mistak with a 143.4. And even Joey Jr. must have had a little slip up because he's doing a 144.5. And he's in P2. These drivers are separated by only a few tenths. I believe that we're going to be seeing some movement out of P5. But he is just not there quite yet. And while the drivers ahead of him are improving upon their last lap, Jacob Simmons is improving further. Drivers in P3 and P4 are respectively 0.6 faster than their last lap. But Jacob Simmons is 0.8 faster. The guy behind him, Colin Luckhurst, he's a full 1.7 seconds faster than his last lap, which means he's trying to gain some movement here over P5. Try to reel him back in. And I don't know what happened there. Let's pull back slightly. And Trey Mistak, who was... Oh. No. Just carried it a little too much. And lost several positions. That's an easy step for Jacob Simmons to go into P4. Colin Luckhurst into P5. He sees the attack. He's got two drivers ahead of him. They're going to be battling it out, and he's going to try to make up some positions. Whoa. That does not look good. I don't even know what to say on that one. That was a full bore into a wall, and we have lost a driver. Silence is deafening on the track when a driver does something. So it's tough when you see something like that happen. Going back on board with Shake Shack Mac, who is winning right now. He is in P1. Beautifully and clean. Free air for this driver. He's got a 5-second gap to the driver behind him, Joey Jr. As you can see that P3, 4, and 5 are all battling it out. Joey Jr. has himself a little reprieve as he is about 2 seconds faster than Alex Carver right now. It's 2 seconds gap. I mean, it's definitely not that bad, but you see some drivers actually fighting for it right now. Trey Mistack made a mistake. Not a play on the words there, but, you know, it does happen in racing. Eddie Layton just behind, looking to make him some positions here. Joshua Grosso just behind him in P9. That's the red and black car. And then behind him is Tyler Tier. All going for it. And that's Trey Mistack. Oh, that's three abreast right there. As Ryan Avila in P6. Let's hop on board with this driver. We got P3, P4, P5, and P6 all battling it out with Trey Mistack just in the background there. And it looked like Ryan Avila and Colin Luckers had some momentum on Jacob Simmons. Apologies on the name in there. It's anyone's guessing when this is going to happen, but I feel like a good moment to go for it is turn 1. Got that full straightaway, stay in the draft, pull to the outside, try to catch him late. But we'll see. In that nice gradient livery there with the black strap and that, you know, interesting stripe. That is Ryan Avila, who we're looking at right now. Colin Luckers just ahead of him, and Jacob Simmons, P4. We have seen people make the overtake in the next 2 corners, and it was possible that these drivers were going to try to do it again. Is Colin going to go for it? He goes to the inside. Nothing happened there as yet. Hello. And we have Paolo Langer overtaking Andrew Korostecki for P13. But it's very tentative as he stays on the inside line. Andrew goes a little wide. He's off track. And there goes Paolo ahead. Now is Ray Frias going to have a go at him. He's now on the back heels. Car number 46 have to defend. Go to the inside. Do your best. Hold that. And nothing just yet. He's able to hold on to his position. P14. P15 we're on board. Can he make a move just yet? I don't think so. It looks like he's too far back anyway. By the next few corners, we can definitely see whether or not he's capable of doing it. Because he's going to be using this draft. He is in an Audi, I believe. If the circles of the image of the car didn't ring true enough for me to not know that, you know, mistakes happen. But no, not able to capitalize on that draft. Does not make a move just yet. Oh. And we're on board with Cody Wassum, car number 188. Just ahead of him is David Flanagan. They swapped positions. David Flanagan's P11. Andrew Pickrell has overtaken Zachary Bryant for P18, I believe. No, he is not. I think it's Zachary Bryant overtook Andrew Pickrell for that spot. Oh, and just in the background, we have two drivers going side by side. That's Paolo Lane. That's David Flanagan and Cody Wassum. Cody Wassum takes the inside line. A little faster going to the next corner. Although, set up for the next apex. Is he going to be able to make a move? Car number 891 just ekes ahead just ever so slightly and is able to keep that position. But Cody Wassum definitely battled him through multiple corners just to make that happen. Maybe he's going to keep trying to make this stick. We'll jump on board. Nothing yet. Jumping on board Trey Mistack, it looks like he's a little bit faster, but not able to make anything happen just yet. He is watching the battle ahead, though. Cody Wassum not made anything headway on this battle, but he is going faster at this moment. Whoa. I've been too much speed. And he has dropped off the back just ever so slightly. Driver ahead of him. And we have this little train formed from everybody in the top 10, for the most part, besides Matt Shack, who has ran comfortably ahead. And nobody making moves just yet. Eddie Layton just holding on to the back of Trey Mistack. And two drivers behind, also trying to get back into this little draft. These four cars have been together all race, with the exception of Trey Mistack, but he joins them just ahead of them. And they have not made a move amongst this pack. Definitely pushing each other a little faster with those drafts. And crossing the line is Myler. M-Y-L-L-E-R. Miller. I'm sure he'll tell me after this race. Car number 12, everybody. We're going to go with car number 12 for this driver. I have no idea how to say that. Wyatt Roberts right behind him in P17. Andrew Pickrell in P18. Zachary Bryant. Finally, we get this right. Slow Cloak Racing. He is behind Andrew Pickrell. Was ahead at one point. Greg Carroll sitting in P20. And Scott Neiman in P21. Eric Rodriguez. Looks like he's Andrew Korostecki's teammate. It's possible. I don't know what the team name is, but they look like they have the same livery. And Steve McAllister in P23. And Noah Hoskinson in P24. We have four drivers. Oh. Oh no. That is a revelation of sorts. It's a little confusing. It looks like Tyler Tier is in P17 from what the timing charts show. But I don't think he's actually made any changes in the position. It looked like he actually got overtaken, but as he crosses the line, he's still sitting in P10. That is a quirk in the statistics. We go with Ryan Avila, P6. Oh no. That's Colin Luckhurst not battling it, but that's Trey Mistack, Eddie Layton, Joshua Grosso. Whoa! And I spoke too soon, folks. That is Tyler Tier off into the pits, into the sand pits. Oh. From P10 down the order he goes. That is unfortunate. And there goes Colin Luckhurst, about to lose out against Ryan Avila, who made a play. But Colin comes back on the inside and takes back the position for P5. Joshua Grosso also battling out with David Flanagan. Joshua Grosso's in P9. David Flanagan, they're going side by side. And on the inside line, I think that David Flanagan has. Car number 23 of Joshua Grosso tries to make a move, loses the position back, and there goes Cody Wasserman, 188, also picking up some scraps. Who's going to come out on top on this one? It looks like they're back into just regular form as no one's making a move. Tight part of the track, unable to anyway. But there they go, just like a slinky, just springing away from each other as they go through some of these corners. And there goes Joshua Grosso into the pit lane. Cody Wasson takes P10 from him. Paolo Langer goes up to P11. Ray Frias jumps up to P13. Andrew Korostecki jumps to P12. Joshua Grosso was the first driver on the track to make that pit stop. It's going to be interesting to see what happens for him. He has dropped down the leaderboard, as you can imagine, to P17, P18. He's going to go a little bit further. We got, 26.4 laps here. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We have Andrew Pickrell also in the pit lane. And there goes Joshua Grosso. He's dropped down to P19. Will he drop down to P20 something? We have P21 who's gone into the pit lane. That's interesting. As Eric Rodriguez picks up a position. Just ahead of him, though, is Joshua Grosso, who's the first driver to make a move on track. Wyatt Roberts overtakes Myler. Car number 12, folks. Diarra de Rasho. Don't know if I can even say that one in. What in the tarnation is that livery? I can't even tell you, folks. That is something else. Let's get a TV cam and take a close look on this one. Astoria's Secret. I have no idea what that is. It's pretty funny, though. Car number 42 of Wyatt Roberts is sitting there in P14. What a move he made, though. Maybe they didn't make that done. Not seeing a lot of drivers make the move in that sector. But he goes past. Back onto the action of the top 10. We have Matt Shake Shack in P1 with a 7-second gap to P2. Joey Jr., who's sitting there just about... a 6-second gap to P3, Jacob Simmons. who's actually made up a lot of positions. Didn't spend any money on the livery, but all in the car. That's what it really comes down to. My entire marketing budget on this livery. Yeah, it was something like that. It's a good position for him to have. There's Jacob Simmons. What is that? Twitch TV / Jacob _ Simmons. Probably live right now. And he's doing really well. Behind him, he's got Alex Carver, who is just 1/10 slower than him. So I don't think Alex Carver reeling him anytime soon. Colin Lucker's just behind him in P5. And Ryan Avila just behind him in P6. With Trey Mistack behind in P7. This train has been kept afloat and moving. With some mistakes from all the drivers in the top 10, it has really just made the case for them. As Powell Langer crosses the line, he is ahead of Cody Wassum, who has gone in the pit lane. That looked a little disturbing for a second, but Cody Wassum is taking his pit stop right now. He's one of the few drivers that have done this so early, as a lot of drivers are going to be making some positions up because Cody Wassum went in. Now, what's going to be interesting is where Joshua Grasso shakes up. He was sitting pretty high up in the positions. I think it was P12 or 13. And now he's going to go down the final corner and is in the straight right now. Start straight finish. And Cody Wassum is about to exit it. And he crosses the line. Is he ahead going into this first corner? He's got speed and momentum. Is Joshua Grasso going to fight him? He does. And there he goes. Oh, he goes off. He goes off the track, and Cody Wassum takes back the position. And that is spicy. Cody Wassum stays ahead in P18. But it's not really P18. It's actually further than that. And that is position for him and Joshua Grasso trying to make an undercut. Unable to make it stick. Going to turn 1. He had the speed. I think he just needed to turn it in. Slow it down a little bit further. And there he goes just ahead. And we have a couple drivers going into the pit lane. Alex Carver stays out. Colin Lucker stays out. Trey Mistack stays out. And here's the shakeup. Jacob Simmons. Only driver to go into the pit lane right there. Ryan Avila also went into the pit lane. So this is P3 and P6 that have opted to go in and finally take that fuel. Possibly tires. Who knows? They did have the car up in the air. That's Tyler Tier also going into the pit lane. And Jacob Simmons was ahead. Craig Carroll goes to P13. And in the background, does Jacob Simmons have anyone close? Cody Wassum's just going down to the first corner. He goes. Is he going to be ahead? Is he going to make up any time there on these drivers that were in the top 5, top 6? You see Ryan Avila is just ahead of him. That's actually pretty... Oh no! Ryan Avila spins! And from P6, he is going to lose out. There goes 2 drivers ahead of him. Cody Wassum and Joshua Grasso. Grosso. I wish I said it right. And that is unfortunate. You do everything right in your pit stop, and then a mistake happens on the outlap. Cold tires, folks. So one thing you got to worry about. And Scott Neiman overtakes Eric Rodriguez for P21. And now we see the full shakeup as a lot of the drivers have gone into the pit lane. Andrew Korostecki is leading the pack right now in P1. And we'll see how long that lasts. But there he goes. Car number 46 is ahead. With a clean track ahead of him. Nobody to deal with. Matt Shake Shack comes out. And he's out of the pit lane. Joey Jr. is behind him. How far is that gap? It was 7 seconds. But it doesn't look so bad now. Actually looks probably even better. Colin Luckhurst is coming out of the pits. Alex Carver's coming out of the pits. Whoa, there we go. Jacob Simmons and Colin Luckhurst are battling out for position, and Colin Luckhurst is ahead. That was unfortunate because this driver was sitting P3, and he's now having to battle P4. Colin Luckhurst. They're definitely going to make back one more position. He'll go to P4, but he just lost that out to Colin. And that is unfortunate. It looks like the overcut was the way to go, and Colin is ahead. Out on position alone. On board with Jacob Simmons. Is he going to be able to make anything happen here? He's got to look for a mistake, capitalize, or he's just going to have to go all out. Dive to the inside, go into the apex. I think he's a little bit too far away at the moment in time, but see if he can't just nail a couple of these corners. He is. Oh, you know, that's where it was. Andrew Korostecki finally goes in the pit lane. Joey Jr. goes to P2. Matt Check, P1. As it is. On the last lap, Jacob Simmons on his outlap was 0.6 slower than Colin Luckhurst. That is all that needs to happen there. Andrew Korostecki finally coming back out from P1 to P10. Oh, and there's Cody Wassum. The undercut, not enough for him. Oh, and there it goes. Andrew Korostecki. And he is backed up onto the racing line, unfortunately. But he spun as well. He's going to be entering back fairly well. That's unfortunate. He was doing pretty well. That's Tyler Tier about to overtake him for P15. And Cody Wassum to P10 off of that. And I spoke too soon. The undercut wasn't going to work, but it worked out just fine. All these drivers. A little bit of gaps here. Scott Neiman and Eric Rodriguez. Car number 323. They've been battling it out all race. Scott Neiman gets ahead, and then they just keep overtaking each other. It's P21, P22, but a battle nonetheless. And up on board, we have Matt Jack has a 7-second gap to Joey Jr. Joey Jr. has about a 10-second gap to P3. Colin Luckhurst, who's having a battle out with Jacob Simmons in P4. And that is the... It's a lot of drivers behind him. And on board with Ryan Avila, who's sitting in P12, overtook Ray Frias just a few minutes ago. For position. look a little bit like a slight fishtail from Colin Luckhurst there. It looked like he just kept it under control, but it allowed Jacob to really just get on the rear end there. And he's lost it in a few corners. And it doesn't look like his exit is going to help him into the next... It's a little bit of a gap forms between these two drivers. I'd say a marginal gap now. Oh, no. Ryan Avila just spun. And there goes Ray Frias. And Wyatt Roberts. And Tyler Tier. And Andrew Korostecki. Oh, no, folks. And there goes car number 12. And Andrew Pickerel. Everybody made a move. And that is unfortunate. One spin drops Ryan Avila from a really decent finish to now he's P18. And that's unfortunate. Ray Free is now holding P12. Oh. I'm going to take a look at that, folks. Oh, Andrew Pickerel just spins it a little bit. And Ryan Avila gets ahead of him. It goes into the pit lane. Slowpoke Racing makes him move. We'll get back onto that. Looks like he gets ahead of him. And that is Zachary Bryant. Right Carroll behind. Andrew Pickerel stays piece 18. Loses out one position, P17, which is just ahead of him. So it's still possible he's going to make that back up. But a lot of spins we're seeing. Brian Avila's back out on track. And I don't know if his confidence is shot, but he's definitely not making these corners the way that he was previously. As some gaps have formed between the top 10 and especially the top 5. No longer as close of a racing as we have seen previously at 22 laps out of 26, 27. Just trying to see what else is out there on board. Zachary Bryant crosses the line with a 143.1. Andrew Picker with a 143.8. So, not catching up just yet. Joshua Grosso and Cody Wassam are battling it out for P10 and 11. And they are side by side. And oh no! And car number 23 is out into the wall. And that is car possibly just... And there goes Wassam, gentleman driver there, allowing him to go through. And that is several positions lost for Cody Wassam as more drivers pass him. That's Andrew Korostecki. And car number 12, you try to say that name, De Arajo. That's hard. And that's unfortunate. Some really clean battles were happening. I would say that was no less, but maybe something had Cody Wassam thinking that he just felt like it was his fault, so he left him space. Going on the cockpit view, let's see. He's going in this next corner. It looks like he's just fine. Car's not... The steering wheel's not canted, so it must be okay to drive. Stay out there. But Wassum's going to have to try to make up some positions here. And that was a really good battle. While it lasted. And hot on the heels of car number 12. He's going to send it into this apex. Gets through. Passes him cleanly. You really don't need that other cam there. You just saw it happen. He just pushed and sent it down the inside. And he's trying to make up some positions. He sees his former rival up ahead of him, Joshua Grasso. And Andrew Korostecki, who was leading this race just for a little bit, sitting in P14 between these two. Wonder if he's going to feel the pressure of Cody Wassum, as it's an Audi versus Ferrari situation. Oh, I think he eats up a little bit too much of that curb there. And it doesn't look like he's improving too much so off that other driver just ahead of him. But we'll look upon with great interest to see if he ends up making some moves here. We have Wyatt Roberts in P11, Tyler Tier in P12. Tyler Tier's getting awfully close, but not close enough to that special livery. Oh, and he definitely ate too much curb. That's Tyler Tier going for the move. Not there, unfortunately. Even with that mistake, it was not enough to be able to go alongside him and try to overtake him into this corner. But he's definitely gotten a lot closer. He's reeled him in due to that mistake, and he's possibly going to try to make a move in the next couple corners. The ideal thing is to just get a better exit than him. Try to get a good draft down the start straight. Take the inside. We haven't seen a lot of drivers pass into turn one, but it is definitely a favorite for drivers to pass on turn one. And then he peaks to look like he's going to go for it, but he doesn't. Been closer than ever. And as I was saying in this battle, it looks like it's about to unfold, as Cody Wassum did get narrowly ahead of Andrew Korostecki for just a moment. jumping on board. It looks like Cody Wassum's finally found his stride. I think he has Andrew Korstecki on the ropes, but no need for Andrew to defend just yet. He's just keeping it pretty even-keeled. Although he's got him right there. Prosciutto Punch Racing, as it is, looks like that team name is. More of a provolone myself, but I get it. Down the inside, is he going to fake it, or is he going to go for it? No, he doesn't. He actually just looks to maintain a clean entry. Is it enough? And it looks like he's just peeking. As we're about finished, folks. Take a look at the leader here. He's probably going through... Actually, we're going to go on board with Alex Carver, who's sitting in P3. And that flag is being waved, and that is the white flag, folks. We are nearing the end. So if a move's going to be made, it's going to be made now. David Flanagan over Trey Mistack for P5. And nothing just yet. Tyler Tier overtakes Wyatt Roberts on the inside line, on the outside line, going into turn one. That's the move I thought I was going to see all race, but we finally get one out of Tyler Tier. Was the first to do so, I think, that we were recording. Cody Wassum still behind Andrew Korstecki, as this is the last lap. The battle is on. Make a move now. Forever hold your peace. It looks like Joshua Grasso trying to also get in the scraps here. He's P12. Can he go P11? Wyatt's either got to defend or just hold on for dear life for 2 more sectors. They're entering sector 2. And oh, it looked like he was about to jump in for it, but he doesn't. Car number 23, a little banged up, but no worse for wear, as he's definitely going to try to put on the pressure, try to go for something, you would hope. Maximize positions, points. He is right there on the edge. And Jacob Simmons goes across the line over Alex Carver, who looks to have stopped on track. That's really crazy. So we got our results so far, folks. I'll keep that up. Joshua Grasso goes P11 over Wyatt Roberts. Matt Shack in P1, Joey Jr. P2, Jacob Simmons P3, Alex Carver P4. I don't know what happened with Alex Carver there. He just must have lost right then. Alex Flanagan P5. David Flanagan P5, Trey Mistack P6, Eddie Layton P7, Paolo Langer P8, Ray Friesen P9, Tyler Tier P10, Joshua Grasso P11, Wyatt Roberts P12, Andrew Korstecki 13, Myler DeRaggio, Julio Tranculio, car number 12, P14, Colin Luckhurst P15, Cody Wassum 16. Oh, now it's just changing because I think he went into the pits towards the end. P17 for Andrew Pickrell, P18 for Zachary Bryant, P19 for Craig Carroll, Eric Rodriguez in P21, Ryan Avila in P20, Ryan Avila in P21, Noah Hoskins in 22, Scott Neiman in 23, and Steve McAllister in 24. What a shakeup, folks. What a shakeup. And that is it for us. Continue watching. We're going to be on Tuesdays as well as next Sunday for round 5. Tuesdays is going to be the F4 race. Same time. Definitely join us. And that's all. Thank you.